I decided to switch this up a bit since the first deck. Alright, Kairyu-Shin deck profile. This is what I'm currently playing. I will probably switch this list up a little bit. I want to try a different variant, but for anyone that's rocking and rolling with this deck now, here's what I'm doing. I'm playing pure still, or I guess like the main core. This is 1000% a fun deck to, I would say, at least transition into, you know, whatever the next format is. I'm not spending the money on the mulch armies right now, while that shit is $150 to $200 a pop. The new ones, at least. You can play the old ones still, but this deck doesn't give a damn about that card. You summon once from your hand, maybe twice, and that's it. So you're, again, I don't know. The deck just, it's a fun deck. I have a few decks that I'm kind of juggling between right now, but I wanted to throw this one together and take it to locals for a few weeks and have fun, and at least give you the profile that I have now. And if I change it before I'm done playing it, I'll throw that one up. But as of right now, I wanted to at least post this one for us. 40 card main. I don't even know how much different this one's going to be compared to my prior ones. We are still playing my least favorite card in the entire deck, and I only say that because I draw this card like crazy. I'm really, really good at drawing it, and it's the worst card to draw. I don't know if you necessarily have, I don't know. You can side it out or not play it. That is always an option, but because it allows you to set up the Umi lock on your opponent's turn using Dark Reef, I think that this card is still valuable. The fact that they retrained it and didn't give it its Umi effect is the stupidest thing ever, but it's fine. It is what it is. But I still do play the one Maiden of the Aqua. Again, I can't necessarily deem it mandatory, but considering that it does allow you, if Dark Reef didn't require you to send an Umi, then yes, I don't think that this card would even remotely be necessary. But considering that you have to go neg1, and a lot of times you can't keep Sea Stealth 2 or Legendary Ocean, you don't always have both of them, so sometimes you need that name. I do see lists that don't always play her, which is fine. I just choose to do so. I do want to shoot myself in the fucking cranium every time I draw her in my opening hand, but that's just the name of the game. Anyways, one Kraken still. I don't know if you necessarily, again, say that this is mandatory, but the fact that it does have a hand trap-ish like effect where you can pop on your opponent's turn as a quick effect, and then also being able to negate an attack is kind of cheeky, but it does allow you to protect like your jellyfish or something if you need to. 3 jellyfish. It should go without saying. This card is going to omni-negate a spell or monster effect every turn. It allows you to summon your water monsters from hand. I am playing 3 of the Warrior of Atlantis. I do not, I don't know, with Prod of Prosperity getting hit, our consistency goes down a little bit, so this is currently my way of at least sort of countering that. I mean, at the end of the day, the whole point of this deck is to get Legendary Ocean or Umi on the field and slap down Kairyu-Shin and protect the shit out of it. This just increases your chances of seeing it. You do lose to Droll. This deck just hard loses Droll so bad. If you start with one of the pots or him, and then you can't search with your Kairyu-Shin, it does typically, like, not being able to set up your entire lock does really hurt. So like your fish sonar, I don't know, there's a lot of searching that has to happen in order for you to get all the pieces together, but I still do think that 3 is fine. It's also easy to side out as well if you're going second, or you know that you need to what the fuck am I trying to say? It's just an easy side out card, either 1 or 2 of them. And then, oh shit, no way, we're playing 3 Kairyu-Shin. Main focal point of the deck, but that's never going to change. The deck has like really had absolutely no traction. Like no one does anything with this deck at all. So in terms of like if you wanted to really catch people at your locals off guard, this is a great way to do it. 1 whale, it's what allows you to OTK or really apply pressure. This deck kind of struggles to get over big shit, but it doesn't matter if you can go through it. And I do think that the deck does really a cool job of inherently playing to like what the play style in the TV show is like. I do play 2 Fenrir. This is just a side package. Again, this could be other hand traps or something, but you do lack oppressive power, and it does serve as a good engine for either A, getting bodies on board to tribute for Kairyu-Shin, or B, just making sure that you have resources on the board or being able to clear your opponent's stuff. But I do think Cashier is a good little 2-of. You can play 3 if you wanted to. That is it for the other side for the 3 Ash. I do play 3, I'll just do the hand traps now. Screw it. I do play 3 Ash, 3 Imperm. I do not know if I would argue hard for this. I think that in a control deck, your like going 1 for 1 isn't necessarily the most valuable. Now, if you can turn off your opponent's board enough to where you can establish yours, that's all that really matters. but I think like with FTKs and just dumb shit that's out there, you have to play some sort of hand trap just to be able to hinder your opponent just a smidge. But again, I don't know, like if there's some hand traps that are more impactful than others right now, but again, you're going first, so both of these are fine. If you're able to set up your board, you can still use them, where other ones aren't necessarily as. All right, spells. You're not gonna believe it, we're playing 3 of the field spell that you need to play the deck. So, shocker. 3 fish sonar, again, not going to change. It's the rotor for the deck. Because, again, we are, I feel like, lacking on consistency because prosperity is down to 1 now. Again, I'm just going for maximum efficiency points and just always trying to make sure that I have at least an Umi on the field. This does give you better chances of, again, opening up both. So if you want a Dark Reef, you can. Dark Reef sucks. Like, the card's cool, but it just, unfortunately, like, I just feel like the card is bad. I don't even play vanilla to help trigger it or to play with the fish sonar as well. Sorry, I'm like messing with this way too hard. But point is that I do think that, I don't know, you could try and cut it to 2. That's definitely fine, but I do like the idea of opening up this, and then if you have jellyfish, then you can automatically start negating shit as well. So both of these, you're not going to play less than 3 of this, you're not going to play less than 2 of this. And then I was playing 1 prosperity, and this was a Mithra, the little Monarch, the level 2 guy, and this was a Change of Heart, and I was like, these are just kind of gimmicky cards where I would much rather have consistency. So this is, I think, the OCG kind of experiments with this a little bit, but the 1 prosperity, 2 extravagance, you do not really give a fuck about your extra deck. You go into like 2 cards occasionally, if that, but in terms of consistency, again, you need to get your lock established before you even start worrying about your extra deck. But I do think that this is a fair just replacement. You don't want to not get to your cards, but I don't know what else. Again, I was playing less optimal cards than getting into your actual engine, which I think that these are far better. And then the 1 Call by the Grave, because if they Ashford roll you at any point, then it's typically you just not setting up the proper board. Could play Crossout Designator if you can find room for it, but the fact that you have to play the crossouts and the hand traps, I just feel like takes up a lot of room. Traps, 2 Dark Reef. Again, if you win the dice roll and you get to go first, hooray, it gets you to the pieces that you don't have, but typically this card is, I'm never really, it gets you to the whale, which is nice, because like by turn 2 or 3, you need to start applying pressure if you've got them locked. So this does allow you to search your otherwise unsearchable monster, which allows you to start attacking directly for game. So, not to say that the card's worthless, but damn it, this card's not good till like turn 3 or turn 2. All right, 2 Sea Stealth, 2, again, you're not gonna play 1, I think 2 is the magic number, you don't necessarily need 3, but this arguably, along with Kairyu-Shin, is the best card in the deck. It just allows you to protect your plays, and you can resolve your effects under, skill drain. Goes in match, and there can only be 1 or the 3 floodgates that we're playing, just in case your deck was missing a little bit of degeneracy. It's like the cherry on top, but because you're playing a tier 4 deck, you gotta play tier 2 cards to put yourself in the tier 3 category. But no, in all seriousness, I think that skill drain going to 1, it sucks. It's like my favorite trap card. It's such a fun card, but I understand why they're limiting it. But I do think the 3 of these kind of bundled up do add, I mean, you're kind of more or less just playing like 3 floodgates on top of your extra inherent strategy, but your deck can work around all 3 of these. Goes in is fine if you need to go into Kraken control. If you don't open up the Kairyu-Shin lock, you can still make Kraken and then flip over Goes in match, and now you're playing Kraken control. There can only be 1, works inherently well with the deck. All of your level 4s are Aquas. Whale's a fish, and then Kairyu-Shin's a sea serpent. So as long as you can maintain, the diversity between those, and then Fenrir's a psychic. So the deck plays inherently very well around this, and you can even use Sea Stealth Attack to remove some Aquas if you want to put in it. Like if you have, I don't know, Maiden on the field and you want to put Jellyfish on the field, you can use Sea Stealth Attack to get rid of Maiden and then put another monster on. So again, you can play around your own floodgates. Skill drain is the big one. I would say that you do need your lock established before you even think about flipping it over, because it's very hard for you to establish your board under this. But if you can get to Kairyu-Shin and Sea Stealth with Umi, so like your main 3 cards, this allows you to pretty much just kind of be Mario with the yellow star, and you're just kind of running through everything, and nothing can get over your Kairyu-Shin or your whale. So it's nice. So what is that? 10 with the 3 imperms, yeah, so 10 traps. right, and then let's do this side. All right. Extra. Again, these are just kind of the utility cards. None of this is like super mandatory, but these three are just the generic waters that you can go into. SP is still SP. 2 toads, and the 2 rank 3s that I play. This is just fine under skill drain. If you want to be able to make this and poke through, and then lay a Zeus on top of it, you can. These are both just the Bahamut targets, which I feel like you're playing 2 Bahamuts. Then for the rank 4s, or additional rank 4s, 1 Dweller, 1 Kraken, and 1 Honor Arc. Again, I don't really say that anything in the extra deck is mandatory. These are all just, what are we doing over here? What are we doing? These are all just different options that I'm into. 1 Typhon, and then 1 Zeus as well for, I guess, like the heavier hitters. But I would say use these 2, and maybe these guys. Everything else is just like if that situation comes up. But again, there's so much flexibility in the extra deck that this is more all just here for discard or banish fodder for the pots. Side. Mulch armies, again, if you got the new ones, sure, knock yourself out, play them. I'll get them eventually, but again, this is more so just geared towards going second. Use your words. 2 Dark Ruler, Duster, 3 Cosmic, no Nightmare Pains. Hate that card. Again, this card is inherently, I mean, you can hit your floodgates, but I definitely don't see a reason to not be playing Cosmic right now. Or any other time. I don't know if there's really been a profile that I had that hasn't had Cosmics on it. 3 Judgment, again, if you're going first. Games 2 and or 3. More importantly, I would say game 3. If you win game 1, cool. Game 2, they're gonna go second. Or I'm sorry, they're gonna go first, make you go second if you can't win. And then game 3, you have to be able to stop the lightning storms, judgments, or anything that could really just blow you out of the water. And then evenly matched, because as much as it hurts getting hit by evenly matched, sometimes you have to hit people with evenly match, and that's Yu-Gi-Oh. But that is it for right now. Again, I don't think there's anything too exceptional with the build. I think it's a pretty good dialed in pure version of it. Again, I am tinkering with another variant that I have coming, the rest of the cards coming in the mail, so I will I'll probably have a couple rematches of that here before too long. I just gotta not fuck up with it. It's a little bit more intricate than just playing the pure version. I'll do a test hand or 2. God knows I've had like the worst luck with this deck whenever I just do test hands with it. There's really not even there's no combo guide to this deck. It's, you get the field spell, the big fish on the field, and you're good to go. So I wish that, there was something that I could, I guess, fun or exciting to show with it, but there ain't jack shit. The biggest combo is Jellyfish effect. Send special to Kairyu-Shin search, see self-attack. Alright. It's a shiny hand. Oh, I mean, if you're gonna get hit by the Jewel, you're gonna get hit by the Jewel. I don't know what type my Graveyard is on. I guess it'd be over here. Discard. Add. Pray to God there's not that Jewel. Activate. Special. Normal. Effects. Do this one first. Don't set it yet. Never tell them where it's at. Kairyu-Shin. Oh, Jesus Christ. Fenrir. Looking at the Kairyu-Shin, pointing at the Fenrir. Do you discard this to deck then and get the other one out of your deck so that you don't have to worry about drawing it next turn? I don't know. I probably would. It's also giving them a lot of hand knowledge. Now they know it's not a hand trap, but you don't need to worry about that. It doesn't matter if they know what you have or not if they can't break your board. Yeah, and look at that. You set 2. And that's Kairyu-Shin in a nutshell. Again, I think it's more so just about consistency and getting to and maintaining your lock. But The deck's been out long enough now. I don't think there's anything too crazy I can show with it. But again, I'll have a different variant here built with it, and I'll be play testing it and throwing some uploads of that before too long. Need Ancient Gear statue to come out so I can get back on Ancient Gears. But yeah, right now I'm just kind of floating, playing fun shit until the format kind of develops and starts heading into a more defined route. But anyways, guys, thank you very much. I appreciate it, and I will catch you all in the next video.